Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Early Edition Spoilers. Carly faces the judge. GH Weekly spoilers show Carly Corinthos Spencer appearing in court to fight the RICO charges she's facing from the FBI. Also, someone presents her an offer. Most likely it's FBI agent Kate's offering to let her go if she gives up evidence against Sonny Corinthos. Of course, she'll turn him down flat and take her chances with the judge. Meanwhile, everyone in Carly's orbit bands together to help her. However, some may end up causing more harm than good on General Hospital. GH Early Edition spoilers. Sonny in deep trouble. As Carly Corinthos Spencer, Laura Wright, fights in court, her loved ones fight on her behalf. Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, confronts John Jagger Cates, Adam Harrington. Indeed, things get hostile. Of course, Sonny's plan is to eliminate Cates. Later, his son, Detective Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, desperately pleads with his father but he won't listen. No doubt, Dante tries to stop his dad from going after Cates. Additionally, on General Hospital, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, goes to the PCPD, most likely, to see Carly. Also, Commissioner Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, discovers something shocking. Then, she shares her thoughts with Jason. Meanwhile, Ava Jerome, Maura West, is hit with bad news. Then, Cates extends an offer. Later, Sonny flies off the handle and Dante arrests someone. Possibly his dad. Also, the Kingpin alienates one of the few people left in his corner. General Hospital Weekly spoilers. Christina and Molly at war. Meanwhile, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, battles her sister, Christina Corinthos, Kate Monsey. Now, Molly fears Christina wants to keep the baby for herself. So, she wants her to sign over her parental rights. Next week, things explode between them. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, tries to help both of her daughters but finds herself in a tough spot. Later, Molly opens up to her sister, Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, and Chrissy rages. During all of this, Molly's partner, T.J. Ashford, Taj Bello, is baffled. Then he gets upsetting news. Later, on General Hospital, a medical emergency causes devastation for a particular family. Chances are, all of the stress and drama causes Christina to lose the baby. Also, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, takes action. Then, Nina Reeves is grateful for her daughter, Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen. So, Willow and Joss may come to Chrissy's rescue. The shocks keep on coming on GH next week. Don't miss a single second to see what the future holds for Carly Corinthos Spencer on the ABC Sudzer. Port Charles is about to witness another storm of courtroom drama. And this time, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, is right in the eye of it. As General Hospital's early edition spoilers roll in, fans should brace themselves for explosive emotion, sharp legal maneuvers, and decisions that could reshape lives forever. Carly's day in court won't just be about justice. It'll be about redemption, revenge, and the ghosts of her past catching up to her present. Carly's day of reckoning arrives. After weeks of tension, whispered warnings, and last-minute legal filings, Carly finally stands before the judge. Her case, linked to insider trading, obstruction, and her past dealings involving Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, has spiraled into something far bigger than she ever imagined. While Carly has always found a way to talk or fight her way out of trouble, this time the stakes are higher. The courtroom feels cold, the silence heavier than ever, as the judge's gavel pounds to open proceedings. The once confident Carly Spencer, who has faced mobsters, gunfire, and heartbreak, suddenly finds herself vulnerable in a way that no amount of bravado can hide. Sources say this episode won't be a simple legal scene. It's an emotional gut punch that will show flashbacks, regrets, and the price of loyalty. Diane steps up, but so does her opponent. Of course, Diane Miller, Carolyn Hennessy, is right by Carly's side, fiery and sharp as ever. Diane's quick wit and courtroom experience have saved many Port Charles citizens, but even she seems to sense that this trial could go sideways. The prosecution, rumored to be spearheaded by a federal attorney with ties to Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, is determined to make Carly a symbol of accountability. They argue that Port Charles's elite have long operated outside the law, and this is where it stops. For Diane, the challenge is balancing emotion with logic. She knows Carly's story, Her fierce love for her family, her tendency to protect those she loves even at her own expense, and she crafts her argument around that. But the prosecution twists those same traits into something darker: manipulation, greed, and defiance of the law.
When the judge listens with narrowed eyes, viewers will hold their breath, because the outcome might not be as predictable as Carly hopes.
Drew's guilt and Sonny's fury. Meanwhile, Drew is beside himself. He knows that much of this started with him, and his own reckless decisions. His attempts to help Carly have backfired again, and now he's forced to watch the woman he loves face consequences for his choices. In a tense scene outside the courtroom, Drew pleads with the prosecutor to reconsider the charges, offering himself up as the true culprit. But the response is cold. "You had your chance, Mr. Kane." Back at the courthouse steps, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, arrives, his face tight with restrained anger. He's torn. His love for Carly runs deep, but so does his frustration with the chaos she brings. Sonny's presence draws immediate attention. Reporters crowd the courthouse, snapping photos of Port Charles's most powerful ex-couple standing side by side again under the weight of scandal. Some whisper that Sonny's arrival might make things worse, that the judge could interpret his presence as an intimidation tactic. But Sonny doesn't care. He's there for Carly, even if she didn't ask for it. When she sees him, the flicker of emotion in her eyes says it all. She's terrified,
Nina's
but she's not alone.
And the fallout.
Meanwhile, Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, watches all this from afar, and the turmoil in her heart intensifies. She could help Carly. She could share evidence that might reduce the sentence. But after everything Carly's done to her, would she really?
Nina is caught between compassion and revenge. Her marriage to Sonny is already hanging by a thread, and helping Carly could be the final act that redeems her in Sonny's eyes, or destroys her completely. Insiders tease that Nina's next move could change the trajectory of the courtroom scene. Will she step in at the last moment, or will she let fate, and the judge, take its course? Michael and Willow's divide deepens. As Carly's trial plays out, Michael, Chad Duell, is more determined than ever to protect his mother. But his obsession with control begins to drive a wedge between him and Willow, Caitlin McMullen. Willow's plea is simple: "We can't fight everyone, Michael. Sometimes you have to let go." But Michael can't. He starts making calls, pushing contacts, and quietly trying to manipulate the press coverage surrounding the trial. Unfortunately, his actions risk backfiring, and could even be traced back to him if someone starts digging. Willow's frustration boils over when she learns Michael may have leaked private information about the prosecution to a media outlet. "You're becoming the very thing you hate," she warns, a chilling echo of his father's words from years ago. Their once perfect marriage now stands on shaky ground, and Carly's legal chaos could end up tearing her son's world apart. The judge's shocking statement. As court reconvenes for closing remarks, Carly's future hangs by a thread. Diane delivers an impassioned plea, reminding the court of Carly's character, her charitable efforts, and her deep devotion to her family. The prosecution counters coldly: "Devotion doesn't excuse crime." The judge, weary from days of conflicting arguments, delivers a statement that leaves the room silent. "Mrs. Spencer, your history in this town is extensive. You've been both hero and villain, savior and sinner. But the court is not here to weigh your popularity, only your choices." When the gavel slams, the verdict is not what anyone expects. The spoilers hint that it's not an acquittal, but not a full conviction either. Carly's fate is tied to a conditional ruling, one that could keep her out of prison, but under strict supervision, with mandatory restitution and community oversight. Carly's relief is palpable, but the warning is clear: one more misstep, and everything falls apart. Fallout and foreshadowing. As she walks out of the courtroom, the air feels different. Sonny steps forward, their eyes meeting for the first time since the ruling. "You made it through," he says quietly. Carly exhales, trembling but proud. "This time," she replies. Drew joins her, but the tension between them lingers. He knows she's paid a price for his sins, and it'll take time, and honesty, to rebuild what's been lost. Meanwhile, in the shadows of the courthouse, Jagger watches from afar. His phone buzzes. A voice on the other end says, "She's free. For now." His cryptic reply sends chills down the spine. Not for long. What happens next? General Hospital spoilers tease that Carly's freedom might come with a hidden cost,
and the judge's leniency could be tied to something far more dangerous than anyone suspects. Could there be a secret deal brokered behind the scenes? Did someone pull strings to ensure Carly's partial release? And if so, what do they want in return? One thing's certain, Carly may have escaped prison, but her next battle is already waiting for her outside those courthouse doors.